the most unlikable candidate in the history of presidents, and that's saying a lot.
Right. But Biden says the same thing.
He's number two. When Biden says something, does anyone be like, oh?
Right.
No, they used to go, oh, what'd he say?
Yeah. What is happening in America? You can feel it. Something we've worked for and dreamed of for a long time. Donald Trump fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history. The first person to run for president with 34.
Hillary Clinton pacing like a storm ready to blow while Tyrus drops bombshells like he's just reading the morning headlines. That's the scene, and the chaos flying around is messier than a kid's sneakers after a mud fight. Her reaction alone could light up half the East Coast, and you're left thinking, what on earth did he say to make her snap like that? Buckle up, because this meltdown makes normal political drama look like nap time. This is full-blown soap opera energy with the volume turned all the way up.
Tyrus, and this goes back to 2016, people were reluctant to talk to pollsters and say, I like Donald Trump. And now, fast forward 8 years later, essentially they're saying, if you like him, you're in a cult. Do you really want to be in a cult?
If the cult that Hillary doesn't like, yeah.
Before we go any further, hit that like button and subscribe, because you're not going to want to miss this one. Hillary Clinton was supposed to be cruising through her post-political life, smiling on talk shows, dropping smooth one-liners, and soaking up applause like it's opening night on Broadway. But then boom, here comes Tyrus crashing in like a bull in a china shop, throwing out secrets so wild they sound straight out of Area 51, and just like that, the calm, polished act went up in smoke.
The red hat, I'll get one. Like, it's ridiculous. When the losing side, or someone, she's just a very unlikable person and will say anything to get this attention. But here's the thing, it's changed. America has changed. We no longer listen to that stuff. Now when they say it, we go, that's why I didn't vote.
Suddenly the woman who survived decades of Washington chaos is allegedly losing it like someone yanked her teleprompter plug mid-sentence. And let's be honest, if anyone was going to push Hillary to the edge, it wasn't a senator or some foreign rival or a panel of reporters tossing her softballs. No, it had to be Tyrus, a guy who looks like he was built in a WWE lab and reprogrammed into a walking TV truth. Grenade, he doesn't tiptoe into controversy, he cannonballs straight into it.
Clinton is one of the most disgusting human beings on the planet.
Very much so.
Always has been, always will be, and will be inserting clips on her response to Benghazi several times throughout the interview. I want to show who she is.
She's worse than her husband.
A lot of people say that this was triggered by a YouTube video. This is her statement. I condemn in the strongest terms the attack on our mission in Benghazi today. The United States deplores any intentional effort to denigrate the religious beliefs of others. Our commitment to religious tolerance goes back to the very beginning.
Picture this, the world spinning, just fine politics slogging through its usual swamp routine, when out of nowhere Tyrus decides today's the day. He's airing the dirty laundry, and not the polished PR kind politicians rehearse in mirrors. No, this is the kind of dirt that stains permanent, the kind that leaves reputations smelling like gym socks after a 4th of July cookout.
Talks, you kind of get why Bill did what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of like, again, I don't condone, cheating, but
No.
That's your morning.
Yeah.
You gotta kiss that before you go to bed at night, and then you gotta sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
When those secrets hit, Hillary doesn't give some calm stare or scripted comeback. It's pure fireworks, like someone swapped her latte for rocket fuel. And that's the thing about Tyrus. He doesn't just expose things, he blows them wide open.
Your buddy Epstein didn't off himself, and she has all this extra footage cut up in the closet. Like, I bet Bill has not had a good night's sleep for years. I mean, that's why he aged so badly.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know this. Bill Clinton is only 37 years old.
Hillary Clinton spent her whole career trying to choreograph every step, polished speeches, staged smiles, perfect timing, always pretending she's 10 moves ahead. But Tyrus doesn't play by her rules. He turns scandals into wrestling matches full of drama, flair, and fireworks. When he goes after Hillary, it's not just about spilling dirt, it's about putting on a show so wild cable news looks like kindergarten story time, and that's what drives her off the edge, because while he thrives in chaos, she collapses under it the moment those secrets hit. She snapped, pacing, shouting, waving her arms like she was directing and starring in her own meltdown special.
She's just evil. There's nothing like her.
Why would she even tweet that? Like, don't you have
I think she just sits
No, she
around
doesn't. That's the
in
whole
her
point.
evil lair. Whenever she runs out of Eye of Newt and Small Children to Boil, she then goes to X and just says whatever the most evilest thing. I think if the devil himself showed up, like, you'll never hear her being possessed by a demon. You know what I'm saying? The demon will walk in and the demon will be calling Dr. Phil, you don't believe the that I just saw, bro. Like,
Tyrus didn't just drop gossip, he dug up the kind of buried secrets that drag old scandals back from the dead, brush off the dust, and shove them right into the harshest spotlight. Suddenly Hillary's ghosts weren't hiding in the shadows anymore, they were marching front and center like a chaotic parade gone wrong. And sure, Hillary's survived enough scandals to fill a whole Netflix series, but this is the kind of chaos her team dreads most, because you can't plan a comeback when the other guy won't play by the rules. That's why the meltdown stole the show. It wasn't about the secrets, it was about the explosion, the sheer panic of watching her lose control, trying to slam a door that just won't stay shut.
catfish. Well, they wanted us to believe it was a big naughty redhead that was going around, was going to ruin the world and do all kinds of bad things to us. Turns out the catfish was, hey, we don't boo here. But for this one time, you may boo.
The internet eats meltdowns for breakfast, and Hillary's explosion was pure gold. It was like dropping the season finale of a reality show right in the middle of a news cycle. Memes exploded faster than fireworks. One camp shouting, "This proves she's guilty of everything," the other calling Tyrus a sideshow clown chasing clout. But while they battled it out online, the real winner was the chaos itself, because in 2025 politics isn't just politics, it's prime time entertainment, and that's the twist here. The woman who survived every headline, every scandal, every investigation, still standing like she's made of steel, suddenly cracks wide open. All it took was one larger-than-life pundit with a taste for trouble, and boom, she's a pressure cooker blowing off steam. That moment said more than any speech ever could. It wasn't strategy, it was psychology, and the mask slipped.
If the pantsuit fits. Hillary Clinton, you owe Russia an apology. And there should be an apology tour for lying to the American people and ruining 2 years of Trump's presidency and affecting elections with Russiagate, impeachment, and fake dossiers. Oh yeah, let's not forget the P-tape.
In politics, it's never just about truth, it's about the show. Perception becomes reality before the facts even land. So when Hillary blows up, it's not just anger, it's proof to millions that Tyrus struck a nerve. And once the audience smells weakness, half the fight's already over. Tyrus knows that playbook by heart. He doesn't need documents or data, just one well-timed reveal, one smirk, one spark, and Hillary does the rest. He pokes the bear and lets the bear write the headlines for him, and this time it worked better than he ever dreamed, because for all her years dodging scandals, Hillary still cracked. Instead of brushing it off, she erupted, and that one slip turned into a wildfire. The internet crowned it the meltdown of the year while she scrambled to spin the story back in her favor, but it was too late. By the time she tried to look calm again, the damage was done. The memes were viral, and Tyrus was already moving on to his next political explosion.
Remember what Donald Trump said about Hillary Clinton back in the 2016 debate.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
It's like, yeah, because you'd be going to jail.
Hillary's explosion wasn't just outrage, it was a full-blown performance, the kind of dramatic meltdown that makes you think she's been rehearsing her big scene for years. She didn't argue, she detonated, arms flailing, voice rising, turning one spark from Tyrus into a political fireworks show. It felt less like a debate and more like a crossover between Shakespeare and WWE, complete with invisible theme music only she could. Here, subtlety has never been her strong suit. She leans in with that practiced politician smile, ready to deliver her perfect line, but the second someone like Tyrus throws a live grenade, her composure melts faster than ice cream in July. And that's what made this so shocking. It stopped being about what Tyrus revealed and became all about what he exposed in her. That legendary Clinton cool, that untouchable mystique shattered in seconds, and the internet pounced. Memes flooded timelines faster than her temper could flare, turning her meltdown into the funniest spectacle politics has seen all year.
Since they can't air the truth, they control the storyline, and they've lost control of it. From bloodbath to democracy. Last night, Hillary tried framing the election like this. Both guys are old, but you can't vote for the one we indicted.
What do you say to voters who are upset that those are the two choices?
Get over yourself. Those are the two choices. One is old and effective and compassionate, has a heart, and really cares about people. And one is old and has been charged with 90
One moment she's firing off rebuttals, the next she's everywhere online, painted as a volcano, a mushroom cloud, a short-circuiting robot on a green screen. People started calling her Mount Hillary, while TikTok went wild remixing her meltdown with Tyrus grinning like he just won the Super Bowl of chaos. Suddenly even people who never cared about politics were locked in watching one of the most powerful women in modern history come unglued in real-time. Hashtags exploded. News anchors tried to stay serious, but you could hear the laughter hiding behind the scripts. Late-night hosts turned it into a week-long feast. Pundits started spinning theories about what Tyrus really knew, and the conspiracy crowd tied it to everything from Wall Street backrooms to interdimensional lizard people. Every time her team tried to calm the storm, it only got bigger, and every attempt to downplay the reaction made it look like Tyrus had struck something deep, turning a minor moment into a cultural earthquake. No one could stop watching.
He's back like a sore on a porn star's lip.
Ew.
Complaining on X about Trump cleaning up D.C., she says, quote, on one hand, Republican officials call themselves war fighters. On the other, they become whiny crybabies at the thought of setting foot in D.C.'s streets and New York City subways that literal school children navigate every day without incident. Real macho stuff. Then she got off social media and returned to moving a dead body to a park.
Hillary's defenders tried spinning the meltdown as righteous fury, the kind you unleash when you're done putting up with clowns throwing cheap shots. But come on, anger that loud doesn't scream strength, it screams insecurity and designer heels. And that's the wild part, because her whole career was built on surviving chaos, scandal after scandal, investigation after investigation. She always stood back up like the Iron Lady in a power suit, brushing off the ashes and moving forward. But this time it wasn't a senator or a prosecutor or a world leader that cracked her. It was a TV pundit built like a tank with a gift for drama. And that contrast was brutal, so brutal that even her diehards had to admit it wasn't her finest hour. Tyrus didn't need to say another word. The media did the heavy lifting. The internet brought popcorn, and Hillary knew it deep down. She's too seasoned not to. She knew the second she lost her cool, the war was over, because in politics truth doesn't matter, optics do, and optics don't care if Tyrus exaggerated or spun a tale. They only care that she looked rattled. And for someone who's spent decades mastering the art of control, that was the one mistake she couldn't afford.
It's not just ironic, it's not just rich, it's actually pretty sad.
It's what happened to decorum?
Gone,
what happened to being the so-called leader in the room? He's being indicted, great, but let's not forget, you lost your election because of your, quote, crookedness. So let's not forget that. So yeah, she didn't get charges put on her, which probably should have, but she lost the election because of her underhand dealings. So let's remember.
Hillary's explosion wasn't just a spat between a politician and a pundit, it was the final confirmation that politics has become full-blown entertainment. Outrage is the new currency, and her meltdown was the market crash. Everyone tuned in for not to talk policy, not to debate ideas, but to watch pure unfiltered drama. And oh, did she deliver. It's almost poetic, really. She spent decades building the image of being unbreakable, the unshakable Iron Woman who could survive anything, and there she was, unraveling on camera while the world laughed, even world leaders probably watching from their offices whispering, only in America does this count. As politics, meanwhile, the public wasn't listening to what was said. They were too busy turning her meltdown into a meme war, arguing which clip was funniest, and the best part, the timing. She wasn't even running, she wasn't pushing a bill, she wasn't fighting for headlines, she was just existing, and somehow that alone turned into the biggest political spectacle of the week.
So happy about it. That was an opportunity for her. They're always talking about closing the division. That would have been an opportunity for her to be gracious and be supposedly the leader. But again, she just can't stay away from herself.
Maturity doesn't always come with age.
No, it really doesn't. And it's sad in this, currently with the given climate where everybody's after each other's throat, here's a chance for a leader to show a little bit of class necessary. You don't have to like President Trump. You could think he was guilty of sin or innocent of sin, but when you're put in that position, there was an opportunity for her to show what leaders are.
Hillary was supposed to slip into her post-political life, quietly remembered as a trailblazer, a heavyweight, a survivor, but then out of nowhere, boom, Tyrus starts tossing around dirty secrets like he's running a circus act, and suddenly her face is back on every screen again. It's like the political gods won't let her retire in peace, not when her meltdowns still break the internet, and that's the cruelest twist. Instead of being remembered for shaping history, she's becoming a meme for losing her cool. The irony is so thick it's practically Shakespearean, with a splash of pure internet chaos. Her explosion wasn't just about temper, it was the perfect snapshot of how absurd American politics has become, something no report or op-ed could ever capture. The real question now isn't whether she can recover, it's whether she even wants to, because once the chaos is loose, you either ride the storm or get swept under, and if history's proven anything, it's that Hillary Clinton never goes down quietly.